Our youth unemployment rate is 28%. We will inherit over $2 trillion in debt. Half of our boys grow up fatherless. 16,000 young women first get pregnant before they reach 16. In 2015, one person was murdered every 7 hours. Jamaica, it's time for Talk Up so we can fix up and kick out these issues once and for all. You ready for Talk Up on Talk Up Radio? Let's go!
It's the Talk Up Radio Show on Nationwide 90 FM, and we're live, and we're ready, and we mix bad, and you're hearing Andrika and Shakira is here, and Demoy is here, and we have a full plaza because it's party time. We got a big bad mix where DJ Fox Fury sending it just hot daddy. But yes, it is a Talk Up Radio Show on Nationwide 90 FM, guys, and we are live on another location for the Talk Up Youth Community Outreach Project. Actually, I'm saying another location because I really wish we had more. But it is the final location. It's actually a bonus location because it was supposed to be 6, but now it is 7. So we are in Maxfield. We're at 56 Lyndhurst Road, to be specific, and that is Maxfield Plaza. Well, we can't tell them for fine. We know.
Mercy.
I think it's Maxfield Avenue.
No, on your way to Maxfield, the turn off the road of Lyndhurst right there. So the turn off that you make to go on Lyndhurst Road, it's right at the entrance there. So just look out for the big number.
So
56.
we're at the entrance of Lyndhurst Road.
Yes,
Yeah.
when you're coming from Half a Tree side. Yeah.
Maxfield Avenue.
Well, make sure to drive off your tree side. But yes, so of course it is the Talk Up Your Community Outreach Project, and if you have been sticking and staying with us, you would know that we have been into the communities. We've been kind of going in, learning about their stories, their history, their plans for the future, their issues, because every community, every district, every little parish has good, but sometimes they have a little bad too, and we want to ensure that we are developing Jamaica. And we just want to remind you that the Talk Up Your Community Outreach Project is brought to you by the Digicel Foundation with support from the NCB Foundation. And we always also thank water for cooling us down, because you know it's a hot day. Because we live in the tropical area. Suddenly my England accent is kicking in very slowly, darling.
Good morning, Christina.
You talk to Christina too much.
No, I'm always talking to Christina, you know. Yes, because I'm making sure I get my barrel from London, but it's now 4:12 in London. So hello in Loughborough. Chris Shakira, you have to say hi, Loughborough.
Hi, Loughborough. Good morning, Christina, darling. Good morning, good morning.
Right, but we like to go into these communities and just learn their stories. All right, so Shakira, if I do this again, like I've listened to the community,
Yes.
them, let's do it.
All right,
Amantown,
let's start.
Fleet Street, Tivoli, Mountain View, I'm stuck now. Augustown, Duane Park, and now we're in Maxfield.
Yes.
And you know, Maxfield is there to Mama E's art, because there's also the Maxfield Children's Home
Right.
that she, you know, is on the board of, and she cheers on. We always like to go over there too and read to the little kids and visit and everything. And this Christmas, we're hoping that everybody, if you can bring home a child for Christmas, you take home a child for Christmas.
From Maxfield Park.
From Maxfield Park and any other children's home that's near to you, because I know that there are other persons in other parishes that want to be able to. And even if you can't bring home a child, I would really like if the clothing that you know you kind of outgrow and they're still in perfect condition, you only wear it one time, just drop it off.
Yes.
The little toys that your kids aren't using anymore, just drop it off, because we want everybody to have a happy Christmas. And God believe me, you ever see a baby light up when them get gift?
Or just go and spend time with them.
Yes, spending time is a lot, and
It does
reading
a lot
to
for
them
them
and
too.
playing with them and everything. And I feel like if everybody can give a weekend, a month, something like this, an initiative, whether it is food for the poor, whether it is Salvation Army, just give back and help out. Trust and believe our country would be better. But right back to the Talk Up Your Community Outreach Project. And again, so we're here today. We want to learn all about Maxfield Park. We want to learn all about the history, the future, what's going on, tell a little story. What kind of game want to play? Like, want to kick ball, want to play dandy shandy with a Chinese skip? What are we doing? Or we are going really new school with the tablets and thing and hook up, and we're playing what do you call it? PS4?
PS1?
PS1.
4.
We reach for it?
Yes, isn't it 4?
What kind of question
I'm
is
sorry.
that,
I'm
Demoy?
sorry.
And he was trying to shade me.
I wasn't
about
trying to
PS1.
shade you.
Yes, PS4. I got a lot of kids around me, so I know. I be knowing. But we want everybody to come on over and talk up and talk out about everything. Even if you have something nice to tell you, even if you have a little story, and if any artists We're begging the artists them, if you're across the road, around the corner, anywhere in Maxfield you are, just come on over and come bust a tune for you. Once it's nice and clean and it's fit for Talk Up Radio, you know we're going to bust it. But again, it is the Talk Up Radio show on Nationwide 90 FM. We're going to run to a break and we're going to jump in. When we come back with all things Maxfield, we're going to try to find a nice girl elder them, and we want to hear the stories. We'll be right back. The Talk Up Your Community Outreach Project is brought to you by Digicel Foundation, with support from the NCB Foundation, with water cooling us down. We'll be right back. Talk of youth, Mr. Fick.
Talk of youth. Your show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. You're listening to Shakira, and beside me is
your one and only Shakira, the boy, and we are here live in Maxfield.
Yes.
Maxfield. I'm
the
so excited.
7th location here on our Talk Up You Community Outreach Project. And we have to tell you all the time that today we are brought to you by the Digicel Foundation with support from the NCB Foundation. We also have to big up water for cooling us down. So we're just going to jump right into everything, all things Maxfield. And while we're getting the elder, we're just going to go straight to talking to a young person from the community. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
Tell the people your name.
My name is Sharika Colum.
All right. Hi, Sharika. And I want to get from you, what are some of the... Well, first, how old are you and how long have you lived here in Maxfield?
Well, I'm 20 years old and I've been living here for the past 7 years.
7 years? That's a long time.
A very long time. How has it been?
Well, it has been good at times, but you know, you have your ups and downs and everything.
Well, that we want to get into.
Yes,
so what
tell us the
what are the
ups
ups and what are the downs?
And the downs.
Well, you know, you have school and all that, but you have games and friends, and at the end of the day, you know, the downs, you have the gun violence and stuff. You have to stay inside, so, you know.
So what are some of the things that you remember growing up that you used to do in your community in terms of the games that you used to play, stuff like that?
Well, Dandy Shandy.
Dandy Shandy.
Water War, of course.
Water what?
Yes, Water War.
Water War. And you said earlier that, you know, some of the things that you notice is that, you know, there's a lot of gun violence. So is there any other issue that you notice in your community that's affecting young people directly?
Well, unemployment, of course. You have a few others, but yeah.
Those are the two major ones.
Yes.
So in what way do you think that these things affect your community from your perspective?
Well, gun violence, of course, you know, it leads the youth to a sense of isolation and depression because they can't really go out and do as they feel like they have to be staying inside. So the gun violence affects the young people in that way. And as regards to the unemployment, you find out that they will channel their energy to something else when they're not working. So yeah.
So you think that the two work hand in hand in terms of one contributing to the other?
Exactly.
And what's the relationship like between the youth of Maxfield and the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the security forces?
Well, sometimes it's good because oftentimes you'll see the member of security force passing through the community and healing some of the youths, which is kind of good. Yeah.
Which is kind of good. Awesome. So, what's the spirit of Maxfield like when somebody who is not from Maxfield come in and say,
what,
you know,
what are we greeted with?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Well, it's lively. If you're going to come to Maxfield, we're going to tell you about all the different parties and all that. So, the moment you come into Maxfield, just expect to check out all the different parties.
So Maxfield is a party central.
It's a party place.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. That's good. That's good.
So how would you say, you know, in the 7 years that you've been here, what is one thing that you can say, you know, say 7 years ago that never the year and that kind of change and develop? What's one thing that you can, or two things that you can point out?
Well, the roads.
Yeah, because when I get some carpet, then no way. That's good though.
Yes, I must mention about the road. Like a few years ago, I could just run across the street, but now I have to stand up and ensure that the road is literally clear before I cross. And the fences, there is not much zinc fence around.
Oh, okay,
yes,
that's good.
That's true. That's true.
So are you pleased? You know, is it that would you say that you want to stay here in Maxfield? You want to live out the rest of your life? Are you pleased with life in this community?
Well, I'm somewhat pleased, but at the end of the day, I just want to go out and explore. So I wouldn't say I want to spend the rest of my life, of course, living in Maxfield because there isn't much to explore.
But you'd come back.
Of course I would.
And you know, I love what you say. Of course I would. Tell me, what is it that would draw, that would, you know, that would invite you to come back to Maxfield? What is it you love about it?
Well, you know, they always say yard would always be a yard. So, of course, Maxfield is my home, and you know, there's just something, no matter where you go, you're going to miss that part of being home.
So it's just because you're a yard, it's
Yes.
always be a yard. What is one thing that you tell people about your community that they don't know?
Well, apart from the gun violence, it's full of life.
It's full of life.
Yes, you have a lot of youths. They have talents. They're very promising. So you just can get a good enjoyment, and you know, food shop they're all about. So
Food shop.
Good shot. That
you're
no-
not hungry.
yeah,
You can't hungry.
Check.
Are you involved in any youth clubs or youth groups in your community?
Yes, I'm involved in the Yaya ministry.
Come again with
Yaya
that.
ministry.
Yaya ministry. Tell us
Yes.
about that group.
Well, it stands for Youth and Young Adult Ministry. We basically meet every Thursday at Church of God of Prophecy on 36 Maxfield Avenue. Basically, what we do is just keep internal competition like football competition, netball competition. We get the youths active and not, you know, walking on the street side and doing different sorts of things. So we get them active,
Yeah.
and we keep youth awards. So we're having youth awards.
When?
When?
Yes, the 15th of next month. This month,
This
rather.
month.
Yes,
Alright.
the
That's
15th of this
nice.
month. So it's basically to award youths for outstanding performance
That's
within their
great.
school, community. Yeah.
And what's the reception like? You find that a lot of young people want to join the group. What's it like?
Yes, you have a lot of young people who want to join the group, especially when they hear about the awards. So they anticipate the award like every year. They anticipate it.
And tell us about like the different competitions. You mentioned football. What are some of the other competitions that you have?
We have netball competition. We have talent competition. We even have pageant competition at times.
Oh.
We haven't had one this year, but we have pageant competition.
Miss Maxfield.
Yes.
You guessed right.
I heard about it one time, man, but that's really, I didn't know it was Yaya.
Yeah,
That's nice. That's nice. So, tell us, what's the perception like of Maxfield outside of Maxfield? When you're outside of Maxfield and persons talk about it, what are the views?
Well, you know, if a person is not from a particular place, their feedback will not be entirely good. So you know what you know, so you just stick to that aspect of what you know. But it's oftentimes they talk about food party as well as the violence, so they're not going to leave out the negative aspect of it. But yeah, everywhere you go, you hear them talk about the food and the parties.
The food?
Food and
Yes.
party. So Maxfield is known for food and party. Got you. All right. Thank you so much, Sharika. And you said that your youth award is coming up the 15th of this month, and you're awarding youth of Maxfield in different categories. What are some of the categories that they're getting rewarded in?
Well, outstanding performance in CXC, Cape. Well, and they behave in their local churches or community.
All right. So
Alright,
it's a
sounds
Maxfield-based youth organization. Thank you so much,
Love it.
Sharika.
Yeah, man, love it. And we're now joined by Miss Shanice Pennant, who's from the Maxfield Park Youth Association. Good morning. Organization, association. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning, I'm fine.
You're fine?
Yeah.
So
Not
tell
too
us,
bad.
tell us, within your place, how is it? You know, I must say, I love the reception
Yes.
thus far. How has it been? How long have you been in the community?
I've been in this community for the past 4 years.
4 years?
Right.
See your youngings in the community, man.
You're a young man. And how has it been for these 4 years?
Over the 4 years, it's been a great transformation.
Yeah, for
You know,
tell about transformation.
Yeah, what you mean by
Well,
transformation?
kind of like moving from turn to a Christian, and that's what I mean.
Oh, you mean your transformation?
Yeah,
Nice.
right.
That's
And
nice.
getting to interact with youths, you know, move from a different community into another community, getting to know others and interact with them and socialize.
So you say you've been here for 4 years. Before you came to the community of Maxfield, what you hear about the place? And did that change when you actually come live here?
Well, actually, I've never heard of Maxi before because I was all the way in Portmore.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I was just new to this place.
She said all the way in Portmore. That's good. That's good. But what's the spirit of Maxfield like? What do you love about Maxfield?
Well, this in Kenkat, you don't have a lot of war or violence. It's calm, and not necessarily stay out at night, but you can enjoy your youth activities and such.
And events and stuff.
Right.
And what are the issues that the youth of Kencat? Because the thing is that this is a different area within Maxfield. What are the issues that the youth of Kencat face?
All right. One issue I saw is that, to me, I felt is lack of unemployment. Like youths getting into a job,
Yeah.
and some of them maybe be financial issue for schooling. Yeah.
So those are the two major issues. What I want to find out, because a lot of the communities that we have been to, we hear that because of where them live or them address, people don't hire them.
Yeah,
Do
that
you
stereotype.
think, the stereotype that's attached, is that a stereotype attached to Maxfield, or is that not a problem?
Not really, not really. But another issue is that now you find most people doing like studying for entrepreneurship, right? Because after leaving school or finishing a degree, they can get access to a job or yeah.
So
that's
they're
a good
studying to
move.
create jobs. That's good.
That's a good move,
That's a
because
really
that's
good
the
move.
push that we're doing now, creating of jobs.
And quickly, because we have to take a break, from both of you, I want one advice that you give a young person living in Maxfield.
Well, personally, I would say don't give up. If you're gonna go for something, just put your all in it. There's gonna be persons that gonna discourage you, but just know what you want. Just keep your focus.
Don't give up. Keep
What
your focus.
advice? It doesn't really matter what people say is about you. Don't let the negativity around you keep you from pursuing your goal or whatever you wish to do in life. So I would just advise to just keep pushing forward no matter the circumstances. Everybody not going to succeed at the same time.
Yes.
Right? It doesn't matter if your friends succeed before you or get you before you. Still say I can do this and still reach to what you wish to pursue.
Awesome,
Nice.
awesome. We want to thank Shanice Pennant and Sharika Callum for such a wonderful interview, such very good advice.
Since,
You're taking it,
since
right?
you guys are here, we have a thing that we do here on Talk Up Radio, where before we go to the break, we say Talk Up Youth. We say Talk Up Youth, myself Talk Up Youth, and you say Talk Up Youth, all right? So one,
So we say
after
Talk
two,
Up
you
Youth,
say
myself,
Talk Up Youth.
and then you say
say
Talk Up.
Right, so you ready? After 2, 1, 2, Talk Up Youth, myself.
Talk
Talk
Up
Up Youth.
Youth.
Nice, you're going to a break.
Brought to you by the Digicel Foundation with the support of the NTB Foundation. We have to big up Water every time for cooling us down, and trust me, we have to big up DJ Fox Fury for this list the playlist that we have so far, the mix that we have so far. Love it so much. Now, for those who are just joining us, we are live in the community of Maxfield. Yes, we're here at the Linders Memphis Plaza, right on Linders Road. That's 56 Linders Road to be exact. So if you want to come and join us, you can come and join us. And we are here for the Talk Up Youth Community Outreach Project. This is our 7th stop. We had a bonus one, right?
Yeah.
And joining me is my lovely co-host,
Shakibra, I'm still here, guys. We are live here in Maxfield, and we're learning a lot about the community. We really have to say thank you again to the two guests that we had earlier,
Yes,
Sharika
Sharika
Callum
and Shanice.
Shanice Pennant. They really brought us into the vibe of the community, and through their eyes, I wonder if you realize how much them glow. Them more when they're talking about the community, like they really love it here, and we are having fun learning about Maxfield. So we found our elder, and now we're going to go into our conversation with him. We are joined right now by Mr. Leroy Cole. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, great. So we're just gonna jump right into it. How long have you lived in Maxfield Park?
48 years.
48 years.
Wow.
So bring us back a little bit. What was it like for you growing up here in the community? You know, what are some of the things that you remember? What's different?
Okay, in my days growing up, in the community.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
What are some of the stuff you
Yeah,
used
you
to do as a
remember,
young boy?
yes.
In football, cricket, domino, and ring game.
All right, so take us back to how was the spirit of the community back then? You know, what were they vibes, loving? What was the spirit like?
Okay, in my days, it was good to know.
So how? Tell us why you say it was good.
Okay, what's happening now? In my days, that never used to happen.
So things like what?
What is happening now?
The crime and young people fight against them one another in about the area and things like that.
So
In
what?
my days, it never like that.
What was it like? It was more peaceful. People did more loving. That was how it was.
Yes.
All right. So what do you think changed? You know, why you think that it changed?
Okay, the young generation. You know, some of the time, the parents guide children with what them learn. Influence of a lot, follow friend and things like that.
So you're saying that the guidance now is missing compared to how it was like back then.
And I probably want to just ask you, you know, can we have a conversation? You think the parenting type or the parenting
Style.
approach style is different now as it was back then? How parents used to grow their kids then, and how do they grow them now?
Okay, in my days, you couldn't tell an elderly person to move and go.
You're mad?
Them
Get licked.
them say, I go tell mommy.
Listen, man.
And you say, when you go to your mommy, them flag you.
Because they tell their mother.
Yes.
So that
They must
kind
have
of you know developed a sense of respect, whether by
Respect.
force
Yeah.
or by mandatory or voluntarily. You
There
know,
was respect.
the respect was developed.
So what else? You know, we parents and how it changed.
Yeah, okay. All right. Children having children now.
Yeah.
So it really hurt me of all person to say a 13-year-old or a 15-year-old a third mother.
Yeah, and
Children can
Can
raise children.
that's
You
true.
understand? So
And
so
I
that
think
have
that's the breakdown of the parenting skills and
Skill.
styles, because they themselves need parenting or need good parents. But we understand, and
So what do you think? You said that a lot of things change. What has improved? You know, why you can say that?
Okay.
What get better?
okay. More for big up. My counselor, Mr. Garden,
All right.
real man from this man come. A lot of person employ him have a clean company where him
it has a what?
him cleaning company.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
We
yes.
clean public hospital and him employ a lot of person in the
community.
Maxfield area from over where me live and that man him have a good vision and the last thing me see him bringing we're on board now proper housing.
Yes.
Wow.
The man so it's a man what I'm saying by now on 2020 or so we're going to have better housing facility and things like that.
That's
No, but
excellent.
Shakira, I don't know, but I think this is the first community that I've been to that, you know, the residents themselves
Say it.
I said big up to a political representative. Anyway, them is what's his name, Mr. Dennis?
Mr. Dennis God.
Mr. Dennis Garden. Anyway, Mr. Garden, they big up yourself. People them love you and you're doing a lot of work.
The map is upstairs.
His office is upstairs.
Right, look at that. So big up yourself, Mr. Dennis Gordon. So he said that the housing has improved and the better employment opportunities for the community members, which is excellent. Anything else that you see where you can say, yeah man, that get better?
And
Because I
the
think
the community overall, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there from this area, less crime free. We can have party right back
So you got party, Mr. Cole? You got party too?
What's a while? Once a while. We're not allowed you.
We're not allowed you,
You
Mr.
venture
Cole.
1 and 2 times. And joining the conversation is Mr. Kenneth Scott. Mr. Scott? Mr. Scott? Mr.
Praise the Lord.
Good morning, Mr. Scott.
Good morning. Praise the Lord. How are you?
Yeah, well, give thanks this morning to what my church morning, to, to be honest. Yeah.
But you're joining us to tell us a little bit about your community, right?
Yes, give thanks.
How long have you been here?
Well, I'm living there from 1973.
1973. Wow. So tell us, bring us back. What was it like for you growing up here?
Well, like growing up there, I made my family there, I make family there and things like that. And, well, when I came in the community, it was not much people living inside because right now we have more younger one inside the more and born there more and older one.
Who migrated? Who came?
Myself including it.
Because you would have migrated to Maxfield. You came to Maxfield to live.
I lived in Maxfield and moved from down Maxfield and came up by Lindos Road.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
So what was the community like back then? What are some of the things that you can point out that said
This definitely changed.
yeah.
Well, so far, certain form of different development, different changes. Because I came there when it was DK Duncan time. Well, I used to rule under Dr. McNeil as first candidate. Well, from Dr. McNeil, changed over to DK Duncan. And from DK, changed over to Arthur Jones. And from Arthur Jones, changed to Peter Phillip.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, so far, when I came on there, it was the landlord who living there, Mr. James. I used to get on very much with Mr. James. What I learned there, that the father of Mr. James built up the place. And he said, this place built for poor people, not for the rich, or the wealthy, or the gold miner. You get what I mean?
Yes.
It built deliberately for poor people that maybe, them can be. Because when I came there and started to live, it was about roughly $7 per month for rent.
$7.
$7.
And that was expensive back then.
And it was very expensive
Can't just imagine $7.
$7 for rent.
Yeah.
So what was the did you guys play a lot of games in the community where there are a lot of parties, a lot of get-togethers?
No, well, so the whole indefinite place set up. No, it never like that before. It was, kind of illangoli. Since Mr. Jones came in there and say, if him do not divide it, it's going to take away. If it is in one
lot, one unit.
Yeah, one unit. It's
Alright.
taken away from us, so I'm saying, better I'm divide it and cut a road and go up, and it was very respectable.
And the entire community itself, how
has that changed? What is one thing that you can say that has changed from then to now?
Well, it's more development pertaining to the popularity of the people.
Okay.
Like children growing up and
the demography of the people. That's good. That's good.
All right. So one last question: what is your vision for the community?
my vision. Well, my vision, I would like to see some proper development, but not to run away the people from the area.
From the community.
Yeah, I would like to see the community people them.
So
And if they are going to do development, they set a proper
Plan.
for the community people to live
in a developed area.
and and not to take it away from them.
And give it to outsiders.
No.
All right,
I
understood.
understand.
Thank you, Mr. Scott. Mr. Cole, what's your vision for the community?
Okay, my vision for the community. What I would like to see if it happen. Right. More, a health center for the youth to
Yes.
learn skill
Yeah.
and more guidance
Yes.
for the youth. Them right now.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You
Thank you
know,
both for
guys.
joining us.
Yeah, man, we want to thank the elders for that wonderful section just now.
So what is your plan pertaining to the committee now?
These are our plans. We're going to discuss it later in the show, but right now,
Where-
Mr. Cole, we have to take a break.
Yeah.
So when we get back, we'll have this and much more on the next side of Talk Up Radio. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth.
We'll be right back.
It is a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning, and we're live here on the Talk Up Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. If you're just joining us, we're coming to you live from our 7th location on the Talk Up Youth Community Outreach Project. And sadly, it's our last stop, but it has really been educational. We've learned a lot. We've helped a lot of communities come up with ideas.
Yeah.
And we've been traveling.
Yeah, man, we've met some extraordinary
Yes.
young people, some
Yes.
extraordinary people, and Shakira and I think, have one-room houses in every community.
Every community.
But we're now in Maxfield, for those who are just joining us, this is the Talk Up Youth Community Outreach Project, sponsored by the Digicel Foundation, with support of the NCB Foundation, and we have to big up water every time. Right now we are drinking about 3 bottles. We're the place hot.
Hey.
But now we are joined by a young man from the community, and we're going to allow him to introduce himself. What's your name?
Well, my name is Oyen Carnegie.
Hi, Owen. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good.
All right, so for the listeners, how old are you and how long have you been living in the community?
I'm 21 and I've been living in Maxfield for 19 years.
19 years. So
19
that
years.
means him can take you through the history then
Yeah,
a little
man.
bit. So
Yeah.
tell us, what was it like for you growing up here?
Well, it's good and bad. Can't complain most of the times,
So tell us about some of the good stuff.
Well, some of the good times, sometimes, like play a game of dominoes with the elders, play some football, adapt from people, adapt from the elders, even from the babies. I learn a lot of
You
things.
learn a lot. So
yeah.
tell us about some of your lessons. What are 2 things we can think now and say, yo, I did learn that from my elder in Maxfield?
Well, growing up in this community, not everybody wants to do the same thing, everybody wants to do the different things. Well, what I've learned from elders is, you have to be hardworking, Growing up from a youth, I'm a man, 21 years old, as I said, as you have some elder, they might tell you, say, you have to get a trade, young man, you have to make use of yourself, and you have to get a work,
Yeah.
and you so be your money, you so live out. Yeah, I learn a lot from elders around here, And I have to thank them for that, actually. The 2 elders that were sitting here earlier.
You learn
You
from
learn
them.
from
That's
them?
excellent.
Yeah,
That's great.
good. But what I want to ask you is, do you see that happening now where elders are talking to the youth of the community? Because I think that's
Yeah.
that's lacking.
You think that's still a thing?
Well, correction. Not everybody is not good. Is not everybody a good listener.
Okay.
Who wants to learn? Who wants to learn. Who doesn't want to learn, don't learn.
Isn't that
So
right?
you-
I'm a learner. Not everybody, as I said earlier, not everybody wants to learn. Not everybody wants to do what I'm doing, or do what you do.
So you're saying that the elders are still talking, them still a give guidance, but not every youth are listening.
No, not everybody. Listen.
Why you think them not listening?
Well, for instance, as I say, I grew up here from 9 years. I left here from 19. I go Maypen, go live 3 years. Maypen, Kernan, come back this year. As I say, alright. Reason why everybody not really learn is because some youth want to like
Do them
take
own
up,
thing.
do them own thing. You see me take up, but them not to take up on them head. Still, you see me, and alright, me now as a young guy trying to be the odd one out. Not everybody sees a guy that's the odd one out. Not everybody sees you. You have to be like putting yourself out there for people to see you. But I'm just the odd one out. People barely see me because I just stay quiet, stay by myself. That's just typically me.
Understood. And you mentioned earlier too that, you know, good things and bad things when people talk about Maxfield.
Yeah.
I want to also get from you, what are some of the major issues that you can point to that you think are affecting the youth in your community?
Well, for starters, as I said, parents are not really guarding their children as much as they should guide them, because now in this community, say from you turn about 15, 16, you're an adult, you know, you're not waiting till 18 before you turn an adult, or 20. Once you turn 15, 16, you're an adult in this community now.
Wow.
And it's so sad they say that because I think 16 is the age of consent. So is it that we're mixing up the age of consent to mean the age of adulthood?
Yeah.
And you think that a major part of that is because the parents them just are left up them youth, nobody not really guiding them anymore.
No, it's not. You can't blame it on the parents.
Alright.
You have to blame it on the children too, because not every, as I said, and I'm continuing saying that, not everybody wants to learn. Some, as I said, from you reach 15, 16,
Adult.
Yeah,
you want to be an adult. Everybody are try force to be big man, want
Okay.
try force to be big woman, and them could think this.
What I want to get from you though, because I don't understand. You're saying not to blame the parents.
Yeah, alone.
Alone.
Oh, because that's
Yeah.
really what I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
how is it that a young person can just say, all right, as we reach 16, me a big man.
If you-
Nah, listen to what my mother
Alright,
say and stuff
I'm gonna
like that.
break it down to you guys. Alright. Say for me instance, my parents talking to me, I don't want to hear. Say me, I'm go. Say for example, I'm going to school now. My parents be talking to me, telling me that I'm not supposed to go into party. I'm supposed to take my book, so I'm see them for do, and I'm doing the opposite. Me a party instead. Me a smoke. Me a drink. Me not study.
All right. So you say, all right, that's a major issue that you see affecting them anymore.
Yeah.
Any other
So,
issues?
and what I want to ask is it that the community is I don't want to say directly, but subtly influencing these young people to do stuff like this? Because I don't understand, because socialization, how a child is brought up, the parents play a role, the church, the school, and the community. But if it is that students or young people don't want to listen to their parents, who are they listening to? Or who rather are they listening to do these stuff? So for example, your mom saying you should study, who is telling you to go to party, or who is influencing you to go to a party? Who are telling about the party then?
Alright, for instance, alright. Say per se you're older than me. And you're like, me are going to the same school. I'm the one doing the CXC. Me and you in the same grade. Me and you going to do the CXC the same time. But you're partying, I'm not partying. So you come like, brother, yeah, waste man. You know, say, yo, party the thing there, no? What kind of book you take up? What
So
them
the
good thing
community
there?
to an
You see me?
extent.
And
Yo.
peer pressure.
You see me, brother, when you're stressed, yo, see a spliff here, no man, you see me, bun this, no man, stop gas school, no man, a waste man thing that, no brother. You see me, them look thing there.
So you think that, okay, so you highlight parenting, guidance as an issue,
Yeah.
peer pressure as an issue.
Yeah.
What else are some of the major issues that you see affecting youth in your community?
Well, as I said, not everybody. Yeah, right. Say the younger guys, like in them 30s, we're not talking about elders like 25, 30. They're not trying to be like a leader.
A role model.
I'm not trying to be a role model, because me grew up, come see the man them at 25 and 30 and smoke weed. You see me? And you know, from me I grew up home, I say children live what they learn. You see me? But me do the opposite. I could have choose to smoke. I could have choose to do a lot of things, but I tried not to do that, because I learn and I adapt and I listen. You see me? And I try to make myself a better man from that.
Okay.
But the reason why children is not really listening to what other people saying is because that they are lack of certain things. Because you have people want to take up badness and who want prove this and who want prove that and whatsoever. So me, I'm trying to do the different things, even if it's one people for me, if it's one person for me, I'm trying to make somebody look at me as a different person, because me have some elder like looking at me and them say, alright.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead,
The elders
continue.
looking at you.
Yeah, it's like some people look at me and them and say, alright, respect you, no, you respect you, because you don't smoke, you don't drink and whatsoever. So I'm like, alright, that's good. So alright, we couldn't do a lot of things, couldn't pick up badness, we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that, but no.
You had positive role models, so you
Yes.
say we need to see more of that in the community. of
That's what I'm
Maxfield.
trying to be, because even look you them now and try do but me not that's me then. You them in them 20s are doing a smoke and a thing. Like they look 9-10-year-olds them, 5-year-olds them. If them see me and smoke, them are gonna say, alright, he might do it, so why me can't do
Right.
it?
Yeah.
You see me?
So you instead you try to be a positive role
Yeah, me
model.
I try to be, you see me, I try to be something different. Me I try to create that mark. Me I try to create that, you know.
Yeah, man.
signature.
And are you involved in any organization within the community?
No, I'm trying to get involved. I was involved with the Women's and Outreach Center, that's Rock.
Oh, yes, yes.
I was involved with them for a summer camp, and I was going to be a part of a program with them, but they haven't contacted me back as yet.
All right, no worry
Okay.
yourself. We're gonna find somewhere to put you, because all of this we
We
really.
need the positivity
Yeah,
in the
man.
community and the role models. And the last question that we want to ask you, what is one thing that you want to say to the youth of the community?
What I want to say is that
One advice.
one advice. Alright. What I want to say is that just be different. Just be different. Don't be a follower, be a leader.
Just be different.
Just
Don't
be
be a follower, be a
different.
leader. Trust
Yes.
me, brother. Respect. Thank you so much for that conversation.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, we're in Maxfield. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, much more about Maxfield, the issues, the solutions, our friends who we're carrying for Siwagwan, how we can help, and all of that. Talk of you, Musefi.
Talk up youth. Welcome back to the Talk Up Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk up youth, Musefi.
Talk up youth.
Yes, we are indeed having an awesome time here on our 7th location in our Talk Up Youth Community Outreach Project. We are live in the Lyndhurst Memphis Plaza.
Yes.
And we are at 56 Lyndhurst
Lyndhurst
Road
Road.
today. And we have been talking to a lot of people from Mani. We talked to the young people, the elders, the community organizations, and we have been learning that some of the issues that they would have highlighted is the high rate of unemployment. They also highlighted the lack of guidance with our
Yeah, man,
parents,
peer pressure,
lack
the
of
lack
role
of low
models.
parenting skills.
Yeah, man.
and all of
Holy,
that.
holy,
But-
holy issues.
So now we are joined by some of our external organizations who, you know, because a part of this community outreach project is to really carry in organizations into the communities that we are visiting, for us to listen to the issues collectively and then see how best we can give suggestions, solutions, and how best we can try and fix it. So joining us, we have Adriel.
Yes,
Adriel
Adriel
Grant.
Grant. And he is Adriel Grant. He is from the National Police Youth Council,
He's
right? I
not
got it
just
right?
from it, but he's the president, the
of-
newly elected
right.
president of the National Police Youth Council. And we also have Constable
Kevon
Kevon
Garcia,
Garcia, who is from the Positive Organization. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
How are you? Let's start with Constable Garcia. How are you this morning?
Well, I'm fine. I'm doing good, you know.
And Adriel?
I'm alright. I'm good.
Yeah, man. Repeat.
The man in the uniform.
Yeah, Andrika, what is the man in the uniform? Yes, Andrika, the man in the uniform.
Yes.
So, gentlemen, you have been here with us from morning. You've been hearing the issues. What do you guys think? Let's start with Constable Garcia.
Well, I've been listening to all the persons here. I think that for most of these communities in Jamaica, our problems are kind of generic. So it's a broad spectrum over the communities in Jamaica, systematic, you know. I am originally from Augustown. I was born and raised in Augustown, so I know the struggles that everybody goes through in these communities. Because I have spent countless nights sleeping on the floor trying to avoid the windows and doors from shots. And so we know the violence, we know the struggles. Unemployment was a thing. I wasn't employed until I was 25 years old, so I know that as a struggle also.
So it's not the issues that they speak about is not unique to Maxfield alone.
No,
It's a generic problem
generic
across
problem,
communities.
And Adriel?
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. It's really generic across all communities, where we realize that unemployment, a lack of social parenting is an issue. And we see where young people are looking for role models, because within these communities they don't necessarily have a role model they can look up to. So it's not really necessarily generic. It's wide across the board.
Right across the board.
And what I want to get from both of you is, you know, what is, let's go back to Adrian. What is your organization about, and how is it that you can help with some of these issues in Maxfield?
All right, so not necessarily we can resolve the issues in Maxfield, but we can see how best we can offer some assistance. Now, the National Police Youth Club Council, we have police youth club all across the island. We are one of the largest youth-based organizations in Jamaica and also in the Caribbean. Now, we offer young people an avenue where they can not just socialize, but grow professionally and have some sort of development. So joining the police youth club movement, you get to associate yourself with the police, because we know in some of these communities, crime is also an issue, and we have this issue where we don't necessarily want to talk to the police, or we don't necessarily want to socialize with the police. But there's an avenue where you can socialize, build rapport, bridge some of the gaps that we have within our systems.
Is there a police youth club established for this area?
All right, so here's the thing now. There was a police youth club established, and it is currently dormant. This organization, my administration, we're looking to see how best we can actually reactivate, because we have a program that is coming next year that will be coming to Maxfield to do a session, and a part of that will be to reactivate the Maxfield Police Youth Club.
Awesome.
Nice.
So we're going to reactivate Maxfield
So
Park Police Youth Club.
Nice.
And Constable Garcia, positive organization.
Well, the Positive Organization is a youth-led initiative in the Jamaica. We are based mainly on volunteerism, and we have over 150 volunteers. So we partner with a lot of organizations doing projects. We have, as our friend here is a part of the Police Youth Club, we have members from our organization in the Tivoli Gardens Police Youth Clubs, and we work with them and see how best we can assist them based on education and social, and as it relates to employment and stuff. So we do a lot of employment. So as it relates to employment with our organizations, we, based on the fact that we partner with a lot of different organizations, so our volunteers can network with these companies, and that affords them job opportunities and stuff.
But I want to get from you, how important is it to volunteer? And what are some of the issues that volunteerism kind of help to
Eradicate.
Or eradicate?
It's very important to volunteer. For me, volunteerism is kind of selfish to me, because I volunteer because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel good by helping somebody and see a smile on their faces based on what I did. You know, I really don't have a social life, because when I'm not volunteering with a positive organization, with my job as a police, I volunteer my life every day for this country. So
Volunteer your life.
Adrika, he volunteers his life every day.
yeah, so volunteerism is very important to just bring this country forward. You know.
Awesome.
Has the Positive Organization had any opportunity to do any work in Maxfield?
In Maxfield, well, I personally haven't been a part of a project in Maxfield with the Positive Organization, but otherwise from that I've been in Maxfield with the Kinkat Seventh-day Adventist Church. Yeah, so we have been doing some work over the years. We have a day in March where we have a Global Youth Day and stuff, so we normally walk through the community, give them tracks and teach them and try to help them, you know. So, but if there's any youth groups in the Maxfield area and the Kinkat area that see the need to reach out to us, you can reach out to us on the Positive Organization on Facebook, and then you can use that to contact us if you need any assistance. We'll be there.
All right, thanks. And Mr. President, how will we reach out to the National Police
Youth Council?
All right, so we have a Facebook page, we have an Instagram page, and we have a Twitter page. So you can look for us on the National Police Youth Club Council on Facebook. That's NYPCC at Facebook basically, and also on Instagram and Twitter. You can find us by that.
Awesome.
Right,
Thank you. So you just heard from Constable Kevon Garcia and Adrian Grant, who Constable Garcia is from the Positive Organization. He's one of the directors, I was told, and Adrian Grant is the president of the National Police Youth Council. Now we have to take a break, but gentlemen, we have this thing where when we said you've been here from morning, right? So we have to go through the example.
Okay.
All right, ready? So after 3, 1, 2, 3. Talk of youth, Mr. Fit.
Talk of youth.
We'll be back.
Welcome back to the Talk Up Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. And Talk Up You this morning is brought to you by the Digicel Foundation with support from the NCB Foundation. We have to always big up water for cooling us down because it's a cool Saturday morning. Yes. And we are at our 7th. Why are you laughing at me?
No, never mind. It's an inside joke. I'll talk to you after.
So we're at the 7th stop in our Talk Up You Community Outreach Project, and we're live on location at the Lyndhurst Memphis Plaza. And right now we are going to go into our Digicel Foundation mini. So the Digicel Foundation has been in operation since 2004. Since then, they have funded projects that empower the communities in which they operate, thus completing over 762 successful projects. The main areas funded by the foundation include innovation in education, special needs, and community development. So right now we're going to go into talking to 360 Recycle Manufacturing, and their main mission is to facilitate sustainable development through projects that promote national, social, and behavioral change on the concept of a waste increase. So we're joined now by 360 Recycling. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing okay, and you?
I'm good. So for the listeners, just go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about 360 Recycle Manufacturing.
Okay. I'm Daniel Buckmaster. I'm one of the project manager at 360 Recycle. 360 is a recycling company. What we do, we practice 5 stages of recycle. The 5 stages: collection, sorting, processing, manufacture, reselling. We have been open for 2 years now, and what we try to do, we try to keep our environment green.
Yes.
And see what we can do with recycling and make them into product so that consumers will come to our company and want to partnership with us and see the good thing that we're doing to keeping our environment clean and proper disposal of garbage.
All right, so a lot of talk has been happening this year, especially about recycling. Why is that important?
Recycling is important. Just looking around your environment, you can see what we do with our garbage. We just throw them around. Even the government is trying to input something for proper disposal of garbage. Recycling is good for our environment, and what it do is lessen our waste. And if we can use waste and turn it into product and sell in chairs, table, making animals, a lot of things that the children will be more attracted to, and they can start recycle within their school, within their home, just recycling the bottles and recycling the papers, just recycling the plastic bag. You know, they drink a lot of bag juice and they don't know what those plastic bags can do. So if we can implement those type of strategy where people can see that recycling is just a little thing that we use every day, and it can come to life with products.
All right, so are Jamaicans recycling? And if we are, why? And if we are not, why not?
All right, I cannot say we're recycling enough because we are now in Kingston. We have done work in Montego Bay and other countries, St. Thomas and so. But going around, Jamaica is not recycling enough. From I have seen working with 360 Recycle. What 360 is trying to do is bring recycle across to Jamaica and to the world. But what we have to do within Jamaica, we have to work with these recycling companies and see where we can do proper disposal to get recycle from the disposal. Because enough people don't understand what recycle is and what they can recycle. Yes. If you tell somebody that we're recycling plastic bottles, they're looking for something in the end you're buying the bottle from them or something like that. But they don't understand what recycle will do with the environment.
Yes.
All right. So 360 Recycle Manufacturing also has a goal to transform community waste into products. What are some of these products that you guys produce?
All right. What are these products that we produce? We produce tables. We produce plants, pots that you put the plants in. We have all type of pots. We have pots in all type of shape, face, tree, the green of life itself. We make pots out of tree itself, but it don't come from the tree itself. It comes from papers. All right, so you can get a pot that is a tree, but is recycled material make that pot. You can get an egg pot that's made of recycled material. You can get 1,000 recycle bin that make from recycled material.
Awesome.
So what we're doing, we're using our waste to collect waste, if you understand.
Yes,
so
I
the
understand.
recycle is always going around. So it's like a cycle. It never stops. It just come right back around at 360 recycle, if you understand our name.
Yeah, man. And that's a great initiative, and we have to applaud you for that.
And as you speak about initiative, Shakira, tell us more about your zero waste enterprise initiative that you guys have at 360 Recycle Manufacturing.
Telling you about our zero waste enterprise that we have to first commend Digicel. Digicel has been a #1 sponsor for 360 Recycle. They see our dream and they're on to our vision. We have to give Digicel a first thumbs up before we talk about that, because they are the one who bring it to life.
Yes.
And thumbs up Digicel, and we thank you for everything. But going into zero waste is something that we're bringing into the community. When we see zero waste, that means you have no waste. No waste. So what we're doing now, we're using your waste and turn it into manure, turn it back into product, and you within your community sell it, and you earn a sustainable fund, and you create employment within your community from your waste.
Wow.
So Digicel have seen our vision for zero waste, and what they have do, they have combined with 360. 360 have signed a memorandum with Jonestown Community, CDC, Trenchtown Community, CDC, and Joytown Community, CDC. And what we have do, we have bring it to the community, and we have tell them about it, and they were so overwhelmed with our plan, and they are so into the zero waste product than the construction site that we are building here. It's almost finished here. We have started the sorting station, and we have an office to build, and some. We have a lot more things, and it is not what we want it to be, but Digicel have started for us, and a number of things need to finish up on it so that we can start making the products and start to selling the waste now and turn it into manure. But we're at stage 1 now, and we're heading on to stage 2, and then we're on to stage 3, creating employment.
All right, so quickly, our last 2 questions for you. How did you hear about the Digicel Foundation Queen's Young Leaders Grant? And then just quickly tell us what is next for 360 Recycling.
All right. We hear about the 360 Young Leaders Grant. Remember, Digicel Young Leaders Grant. Digicel have always doing things within community. Digicel have always helping people. Digicel have touched a millions lives in Jamaica, and they're continuing, and they're never stop. So even if we have not hear about this grant, we would have bring this to Digicel, and we would have showed them our proposal, because Digicel is for people.
Yes.
And Digicel believe into things that will help the environment as well, and not just sustainable life. And 360 vision, and we're heading on to just creating more recycling idea and see where we can sell recycled material to Jamaica, and where Jamaica can see 360 as a #1 company that doing manufacturing with recycled material and starting our waste. And 360 recycled material is not at their best as yet. We're just developing up, and we are already getting 100% out of it. So imagine when we reach it.
Awesome. You know, the idea behind recycling, you know, is a very good one in terms of when we're talking about sustainable development goals. So we want to thank you so much, Mr. Daniel Buckmaster, who is the project manager at 360 Recycle Manufacturing, for joining us just now. Thank you very much, Mr. Buckmaster.
Just one more quick thing, sir.
Yeah, man, no problem.
I must commend my CEO, Shay Cole, and Keisha Cole, that is wife. They have done a tremendous thing within community. Right now we're at 21 Russell Road, and they're putting their family at stake, if you understand what I mean. They come with their family, and they interact within the community. They are not staying away and giving orders. They are in there, and they are building the product, and they are working with the people. They are creating employment, and they have over 30 people now working there. And it's not like we're getting a grant or we're getting a #1 support. We need support, and we need support from the government. We need support from the community. We're getting support from the community, but what we need out there for the companies seeing 360 as a company of choice. You can buy our product, we can work with you, we can collect your paper
and help you guys to recycle.
We can collect everything.
Amen.
And we just want to create employment for our environment, and creating recycle for our environment as well, because we have to create the recycle for us to recycle as well, because not everybody think recycle is the number one thing.
Awesome, awesome. We want to thank you so much for that, Mr. Buckmaster.
Yes, sir. And thank you for having us.
Most definitely. We are going to take a break, and when we get back, we will be speaking with NCB Foundation, who are, a part of the project. So most definitely, when we come back, we'll be looking forward to that.
Yes.
Shakira, Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk of Youth.
We'll be back. Talk Up Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. It is brought to you by the Digicel Foundation with support from the NTV Foundation. And we have to thank Water. We have to big up Water for cooling us down in this hot morning. For those who are just joining us, we are live at our 7th stop in Maxfield. That's a community, right?
Yes.
For those who are just joining as well, Shakira, my lovely co-host, is here as well. We are here at the Talk Up Youth Community Outreach Project. For this segment now, we'll be talking to the ambassadors
For the
from
NCB
the NCB
Foundation. So we're going to go straight into it, starting with your names.
Hello everyone, I'm Brianna Campbell and it's a pleasure being here today, I swear.
All right, hi Brianna.
Alright, I'm Jacinth Five. I am a member of the NCB Foundation.
All right. So we're just going to jump straight into our questions for you today. So usually whenever we have the NCB segment, we speak about things concerning budgeting, savings, financing, investments. So today we're good, since it's Christmas time, December 1st starts today, and we start celebrate Christmas from December 1st. We're going to jump straight into conversations about that. So starting with you, Brianna.
Okay.
What are you leaving in 2018?
Listen, I am leaving self-doubt in 2018 because this is the year that I really doubted myself. I was presented with a lot of struggles and a lot of terrible things. So I doubted myself and I really internalized what people said to me. And I'm the type of person that I will look into myself, but I will also look into what you said to me and I will take it. Internalize it. So that's what I'm living in 2018.
Yes.
And it's on to amazing things in 2019, knowing what I know now.
Nice. Sean, happy to, step on it. You,
Alright.
Jacinth, what are you
For
leaving?
me, I realized that procrastination and negative thinking was a big thing. It caused a lot of projects or opportunities to not be achieved in the time in which it should have been. So I realized that procrastination, not doing things when you should do it, getting onto it on time, that's a thing that we should leave. Let it remain in 2018 and 2019. Step on it, chop, chop, chop.
Chop, chop, chop. What are you looking forward to in 2019?
I'm looking forward to more positive thinking, trust me, because it does a lot for you as a person, as an individual, and it helps you to speak to other persons and to know how to relate to other persons better and how to spread joy and happiness as it should be in the world. So, that is what I plan to look forward to in 2019.
All right.
2019, I'm so sorry.
Sorry. For me, 2019 is about maximizing on the opportunities. As we say, we're leaving behind procrastination. When the opportunities come, we maximize on them. One in which is to volunteer more. Not because it's the NCB Foundation, but volunteering in and of itself is a good thing. I believe that service is the currency in which we pay for our room here on earth. So I think that we should always give back, whether it be in kind or service. So find your niche, find your thing that you want to volunteer in, and it will lead to more opportunities, networking. So that's me for 2019.
I think you need to say that again. Service is?
Service is the currency in which we pay for our room or our time here on earth.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I think I'm going to tweet that later. And, as young people from the NTV Foundation approaching Christmas, what advice would you have to give young people? Because, Christmas at a time where who for shell, who for go where, and all of this takes money. What advice would you give a young person for the Christmas season?
Okay. In terms of budgeting now?
Generally,
okay. I think that where the world is going now, I think that it's always good to have or make money moves. So whatever talent you have or whatever you can get done, whether it be baking cakes, if you can bake cakes, so forth, you try to maximize on your talents and get something done to make a little extra money to probably, have
to survive for all the months in January.
Everybody is capable of making money moves. Everybody is capable of doing something with their lives, being that you are maximizing on your talent. Go ahead, right ahead and
Do that, and you shouted out budget, just
Yes,
saying.
so budget. Don't spend all your money on the Christmas. Remember, 2019 is coming.
And January is a long year.
It's a long.
January itself is a long year.
It's a long year.
Yes, trust me. No, you ever broke it in January?
And the month just not done.
Trust
All the
me.
months of January.
Never broke the budget.
So budgeting. And what do you think? Give us one goal that you think that every Jamaican should work towards for 2019.
I mean, with how I see Jamaica going now, I think that we're not very together as a country. We need to work on coming together as the citizens, of course, I'm speaking to. I think we need to come together more and to, cooperate better because we're very malicious to each other.
Yeah.
We're not together at all, and there's a lot of segregation. So I really think that we should have a little initiatives that bring us closer and closer. So ultimately, we are one Jamaica.
Nation, yes.
Alright, so for me, 2019, we can start 2019 with this Christmas season. So I have a lot of children homes around. Once you start volunteering your time and your service, you'll know what it feels like. You'll identify with them, and so in 2019, you will have a more selfless attitude towards others, as even towards yourself. So that's how I think I would approach, and how we should all approach 2019.
And what is, seeing that we're operating in a global space too, what is one of the things that you feel that we should, that you'd want for the world, or that you'd want to see? What is one thing for 2019?
Live up.
Live up and
Live up.
Just enjoy life and just,
Just enjoy life.
Yeah.
Just enjoy life.
Enjoy life. We want to thank you guys for such wonderful words. Trust me,
It was a
really
pleasure
enjoy
being here.
positivity. And it was a
Right.
pleasure having you, ladies. Trust me.
We just had Brianna Campbell and Jacinth Five from the NCB Foundation, and we're going to go now to a very, very quick break. We are on the Talk Up Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth. Talk Up Youth, Miss Effie.
Talk Up Youth.
You are listening to the Talk Up Radio Show, the voice of the Jamaican youth, and we are brought to you this morning by the Digicel Foundation with support from the NCB Foundation. And we have to big up Water and Cran Water for cooling us down. We are here in our final segment, and we're just going to throw back to Shanice Pennant, who we interviewed earlier. And she's going to remind us about the organization that she's from, as well as tell us her vision for the community. So go ahead, Shanice, take it away.
All right. The organization that I'm from is Maxfield Park Youth Organization, and one of the main focus that I'm on right now is trying to help the youths to get a skill.
Yes.
Because it's not all about education. It's not everybody really quick in the books and such, but sometimes if they have a skill, they will be better off. So right now we have an unattached youth program that youth can come in and register and try to get a skill in different area which they are interested in, and along from there they can send out resumes and such. And one of the main other focus is that I found that the youth that are not really supportive, so we're trying to figure out what is the problem and trying to get their attention, and we put things in place to come out and join the youth organization.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And what's your vision for the community with your work in this organization?
My vision is all right, for the youth,
You want to see them more developed or
right, get development programs,
develop their skills.
right, are they available?
That's fine.
That's fine,
Yeah, we're
that's
getting
fine.
you. So development in skills, in opportunities, right?
Yes, and education
And education.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Shanice. Thank you so much. And we have been having a great time
Yeah, man.
on this project. And one of the things that we want to highlight that has been throughout the entire Talk Up Youth Community Outreach Project is that we have stayed true to our mantra, which is promoting, talking up, as we put all our efforts in giving young people from various communities an opportunity to do just that, to talk up. We have went in, we have network with some of the youth organizations in the different communities, help them to develop ideas. So it's just been a whole host of development going on, and not to mention the different organizations that have come in, from different places, from NIA, enough place just to help we develop the ideas.
Yout,
everywhere, student union,
and I just want to
positive.
jump in right here. I Rika jumping back in, and I just want to say, being on this location and seeing everything and everybody, I'm really happy to know that we are now able to go into the communities, and we are able to learn more and to give back and all of that. And I can't wait to actually have one overall big meeting.
Right.
I really hope I can organize that and all the communities come out and they can talk and meet each other. But I think the blessing to me is that they're introduced to external organizations. Yes. And at the end of every single outreach project, that is at the end of every location, we try to ensure that we're leaving with solutions, we're leaving with suggestions, we're leaving with, I guess, everybody networking.
Yes.
So nobody should come to an outreach project and leave the same way they came. You either learn something, gain something,
nobody has come to the project and left the same.
Yeah, for true.
So that's a blessing. But also, I wanted to bring on some other persons that have been present with us for the whole entire time. Kevon has been on the project with us, and I don't think he has ever once came onto the mic. And it's so funny because, Kevon is our in-house poet, and he's very powerful. Kevon, how has the project been for you, and how do you feel about it, seeing it happen?
Yeah, the project overall was good, challenging, but going to different communities each month, you see different stuff that different community face and such, so it was good overall.
Kevon, we would have started with your community initially, which would have been Amonton. How has that been like since we have been there? What has the feedback been like? Kevon, you met the people that have come in. What are they saying?
Yeah, a lot came through Almontown, because if you remember, we spoke to Regina from Almontown Primary.
Yes.
And she's now at Olmas.
Hey.
And
that's good.
She wrote a letter to the Prime Minister, and she got the opportunity to meet the general manager from UDC.
Yes.
She went on and did an interview with JIS.
I remember her.
A lot came out of Almontown.
I like that. And although Kevon has spoken, the Moist Friends, we like to call them the Moist Friends, but some external organizations, so we're just going to talk to them. I think this one is from Yout.
Yes.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
What's your name?
It's Khalil Hutchinson.
Okay, and I think you have been, if not all the location, most of them you have been on it with us and you've observed.
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah,
Colin resident.
I think Colin probably have a house in every community. Just like me, have a room in everyone. But how do you feel, and how would your organization suggest that we help these communities to build and rebuild and become the beautiful Jamaica we want to be?
Yes, so the organization is Youth Experience Union, firstly. And one thing I've realized is that the majority of the communities, they have something similar, a problem similar.
Yes.
So what I would suggest is for us to have like a group meeting with everybody, calling the MPs and see if we can get the Prime Minister on board, and just voice a solution, voice the issues and solutions. That would be my suggestion.
Okay, and then my other friend from the NIA, he too has been on most of the locations, if not all. So what has your experience been like? And how do you suggest we help these communities moving forward?
Experience thus far has been great. I mean, it's an eye-opener for anybody who has been on the journey with Talk Up Youth.
Yes.
Definitely, one thing I'll say to every community, as I've said before, is just continue to build your integrity as an individual, as a youth. Your integrity sells. I mean, one quote sticks with me from the other day, which was, youth are not useless. They are just used less. And if they understand their integrity, then that in and of itself will help them to build character and hold people accountable for what is it that they have been promised as youth, as the next generation for Jamaica.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yes.
Youth
are not useless, they're just used less.
And then there is Jason, who, we have been trying to get Jason out to one of these projects, but you know, have the busy friend them,
Right.
always working.
Bossy.
always doing bigly things. But Jason, how was Maxfield for you today? Have you learned anything new?
Yeah, Maxi was great. I just learned that youths are not useless there. But it's been a great experience. As I said, it's my first outside broadcast. I love the community. All the youths came out. They spoke the piece, spoke about all the things that they've been interested, spoke about all the issues that they're facing. And I agree. Some of these issues are some issues that needs to be talked about, that needs to be brought before MPs, that needs to be heard. And we need to incorporate that in our daily plans and how we plan to take this forward.
Yeah. I like that. You similar, Jason?
Yeah.
Should I carry Jason?
Yeah.
All of them? But yeah, so this project has been wonderful and blessed, and I'm actually emotional because I was like, oh, when's the next location? But don't worry, we're still gonna have the Maxfield recap in 2 weeks in studio, of course, where we run over everything, and we're gonna invite some of the voices you would have heard today in studio to kind of dig in and dig deeper, and also see if we can reach out to the MP. But I'm hearing that the MP is very active, so that shouldn't be a problem. Oh, the councillor, sorry, is very active, so that shouldn't be a problem. So we want both the councillor and MP. We want to talk to everybody.
Upstairs.
Yep. We're gonna walk upstairs shortly. But of course, you know, for this Talk Up Your Community Outreach Project, we have to thank both our major sponsors. That is predominantly the Digicel Foundation and then the NCB Foundation. And it's so funny because they were both started a year apart, 2003 and 2004 respectively. And it's like just having them on board is powerful because it does show that corporate Jamaica believes in our communities. Corporate Jamaica believes in Talk Up Youth. And you know Talk Up Youth will always continue. So we can see which other location we can go into next year. No promises.
Because it was very, very good.
It was a blessing. And of course, we have to thank our meal sponsors. We had to thank Burger King for coming on. We had to thank the National Baking Company for coming on. And of course, water. Because we've never been hungry. We've always been out in the streets, but we've always been cool.
And always been fed.
But Demoy and Shakira, and we probably should have had Dana and Tristan here too.
Yeah, because they're part of the journey.
Busy people, and so you know.
And
the
ask them, you know, what's the best memory.
But yeah, and I really should ask you, what was your favorite memory? And don't tell me do any parking, because it's not gonna work out. What was your favorite memory?
I'll tell you the truth of the matter. I'll tell you Almond Town, the people, and I'll tell you why I tell you Almond Town. When we were talking about the housing situation, and it's so coincidental that I think 2 weeks after it was announced that TVJ will be doing the
in that same week it became news, like everybody take up the story.
Everybody and stuff. And what to me was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, man, what was really good to me, that the letters that we read from the two little girls, that was really good. And the residents, they were good, trust me.
Shakira, what was your favorite location?
Mine probably would have been the location after we went to Fleet Street after that, don't it? Fleet Street was amazing. I think,
loved Fleet Street.
Yeah, man, the vibe of the people there, it was really good. I mean, people came out, they had solutions, they had ideas, and I think too, the solutions that came out at that place, they were different versus the ones that we've heard before, because people were talking about music, the factory that was unused, the waterfront, making it, you know, being able to contribute to the community. Somebody like Fleet Street.
And I stayed there till after 3 that day, eat food, get extra meat. Yes,
and
we
I rode a bike. I rode a bike.
Kevon was kind of been like, or you know, or road, what I call it now?
Road manager.
We're gonna a road liaison.
Road liaison officer.
Yes. Real name. But anyway, Kevon, what was your favorite location and memory?
Not Almond Town. Well, Almond Town is one of my favorites. But yeah, Fleet Street was good. Parade Gardens, the food, because we went there and we bought lunch from the community and the whole vibe with Shane from Life Yard and so it was just a different vibe.
I want to do any park.
Don't worry, that was one of my favorites. I love Doing Park.
Well, I wish I could have been
Doing
there.
Park was actually the best overall for me, but yeah.
No, they were all beautiful. I don't think anyone was the best. Kevon,
he don't say that the best. He don't say that best.
But they were all a blessing. But yeah, I liked the vibe coming out of Free Street and Doing Park, to be specific, because the people they came out, they were very helpful, especially the gentleman. I can't remember Pro Plaza we used to call it that time.
Lindsay, do it.
Yeah, man. That
Dwight.
gentleman. Yep. Yep. I like
Ballaras,
it.
Ballaras bring a vibe.
Ballaras.
yes.
We don't know where to find him, but Ballaras, trust me, he did bring a vibe. Balla Roots. Balla Roots.
Oh yeah, he says it's baller roots, and the Ras came from him
lot.
being a Ras, but it's really roots. But yes, Tivoli was good too. Tivoli was really nice. We learned a lot. We left
Indeed.
very early though, but yeah,
We
won't
did.
say why.
We won't say why, but we had to leave.
One of the only things I would say I'm a little heartbroken about is that we didn't actually get to show up in Augustown.
Yeah.
We had to do it in studio because of the same thing, which is we're trying to do this outreach to get persons to change, and right in the middle of it came, we can't go because there's an uproar.
And I think too, like Augustone, the in-studio version of it was the most sentimental one for me. Come remember the vibe in the studio the day, and it did somber. Yeah, because it was sad occasion. So that for me would have been the most sentimental location, because it just goes to show that the same things that we're trying to eradicate are the same things where really are burdening these communities every single day.
And hinder the growth.
But I'm pretty sure corporate Jamaica is gonna come on out and we'll be able to travel, so maybe we can go Montego Bay because y'all know I know the hot spots. No, there are many communities in Montego Bay. Don't take it lightly. It's not only flankers down there.
I never. That's the one I know.
You don't know Salem. You don't know
Salem. We
but
know
yes.
Salem.
So I really hope that corporate Jamaica will jump on to the next set.
Yes.
I will be able to travel because we want to be our own island tourists. Yes. But we're not going to Portmore. But most definitely, we're really glad that the main aim for the Talk of Your Community Outreach Project was, what would I say no? We got it.
Yeah.
We achieved it.
We did for
We
real.
did it. And we should clap ourselves because we wanted to go into these communities. We wanted to ensure that we got the issues out. We wanted to ensure that we learn, and we wanted to ensure that we're connecting organizations. And it does not stop here. We'll definitely be following up with these communities. And of course, as we said, we'll be having a Maxfield follow-up in studio. And I don't know, maybe I can convince Christina to make we do an overall follow-up. We can just have one person from every community. Christina,
That would be so good.
Yeah,
That would be so good.
Girl, we'll be doing that.
Christina, darling, I was there in London.
But yes, so we definitely gotta go now. Come to the end of our show. But we're gonna be staying a little bit longer in Maxfield. Too bad you're not here, but there's still a chance for you to come because we're at 56 Lyndhurst Road. Wanna say the plaza name?
Lyndhurst Memphis Plaza. There we go. We got it.
And it's 5:59 in Loughborough. Just saying. So it's good evening. Good evening, Loughborough. And we, of course, have to thank our engineer on location, Jermaine Compass, our branding assistant, Wayne Patterson, both our technical operators in studio, Tamika Cunningham and Andrew Anderson, on the BDEs, which is Kimon Smith and Jackie Wong. And, of course, we have to thank the plaza. And we have to thank everybody. And we can't say all of that. You have to say that. We want to thank all our guests, everybody that turned out. We want to thank NCB. We want to thank Digicel. Who else are we thanking? We are going to thank... the DJ, Fox Fury. You know, long Shakira. Yes.
Shakira, try to find the name.
David Fox, we definitely got to thank the DJ. And we got to thank all our footage persons and our favorite cameraman, Monty.
Monty.
And,